General Hospital spoilers: Danny and Charlotte confess to Bobby's. Jason rejects Britt. Sidwell's fatal plan. Drew's shooter eventually revealed, and it's Ezra? Michael strikes back after Chase proves Jacinda alibi false. Hey lovely viewers, welcome to my channel, and please hit the subscribe button for more update. General Hospital spoilers: Tuesday, November 18th. Danny and Charlotte confess to Bobby's. Jason rejects Britt. Sidwell's fatal plan. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, November 18th, reveal that Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine will confess to the Bobbys while Jason Morgan rejects Britt's plea and Jen Sidwell forms a fatal plan. First, Jason will have to apologize to Britt when he's forced to turn down her request. After Jason admits he'd do anything except this one thing for Britt, she'll have to accept where effects stand. Britt may be hoping Jason will move Danny to come forward and help Rocco Falconeri, but Jason may suppose Danny needs to keep his hands clean. Of course, Lulu Spencer has formerly been meaning the idea of getting Danny and Charlotte to turn themselves in for Rocco's sake, but she's upset it would mean immolating her son to save her son. Anyhow, Danny and Charlotte will indeed turn themselves in at the PCPD in Tuesday's GH occasion, so they'll do whatever they can to back up Rocco's interpretation of events. During a discussion with Dante Falconeri, he'll try to put the blame on Gio Palmieri now that Joe's made a concession. Still, Lulu will suppose Rocco bears some responsibility then, so Dante will wonder if she's saying their son did this to himself. Lulu may argue that Professor Henry Hank Dalton is the real issue then, since he's framing Rocco for far worse crimes than he committed. Sidwell will suppose Dalton is the issue as well, and will supposedly suggest to Marco Rios that if Dalton goes down, also so to their problems. General Hospital suckers will see Sidwell's temper flare over Dalton's conduct, so he may allude to Marco that the professor needs to meet a grim fate right down. Britt will also hand down and claim on Tuesday's show, so that might involve her discussion with Jason or maybe a different one with Sidwell. Still, that could give him another motive to wipe the professor off the chart, if Britt pushes Sidwell to exclude Dalton or threat losing her on the design. Over with Sonny Corinthos, he'll tell Laura Collins that they should hope for the stylish and prepare for the worst. Laura indeed has some worse days ahead of her, since it looks like she'll get tangled up in Sidwell's fatal plot for Dalton soon enough. In the meantime, Jack Brennan will quiz an emotional Carly Spencer, so that may involve what she knows about the lab break. Heft. Brennan might also get a bit suspicious of Carly's just recently, but she'll tearfully contend that she accepts him for who he is. Naturally, Carly will really mean that she's accepted Brennan is a fabricator who put Jocelyn Jacks in jeopardy, but Brennan may suppose her acceptance of him is a good thing at this point. General Hospital spoilers say Carly will keep playing a dangerous game with Brennan, so stick with us for further updates on all her tricks. General Hospital spoilers: Drew's shooter eventually revealed, and it's Ezra? General Hospital spoilers indicate that suckers have been staying for months now to find out who shot Drew Kane. So could the ABC cleaner eventually reveal that it's Ezra Boyle? The megacity councilman first debuted in March of this time, but hasn't been seen on oil in weeks until lately. Sure, most of the reasons behind this are because his main plot centers on the mayoral crusade race, and that's wrapping up this week. Still, it's hard not to shake that, among all the main suspects within Drew's firing, GH has no way refocused any enterprise toward Laura Collins' mayoral opponent. As any avaricious cleaner pieces addict knows, the malefactor behind any whodunit plot is the person observers least suspect. It's not so important that Ezra isn't able of murder, it's just that he and Drew are musketeers and abettors. Drew is hoping that Ezra becomes the coming mayor of Port Charles so they can work hand in hand to inflict annihilation in the little city and ensure to bring down Sonny Corinthos. They're also aligned with Jen Sidwell, and the entire platoon has satanic plans for Sonny's peers. Their first order of business is to get Laura boggled out of the mayor's office and Ezra fitted into it. To kick the plot, there has been Enterprise that original companion, Jacinda Bracken, who also happens to be Michael Corinthos' justification for Drew's firing, was with another customer during the time the Machiavellian Solon was shot. All arrows are pointing to Ezra being Jacinda's client, and General Hospital spoilers note that Harrison Chase will score evidence of this at some point this week. This will blow Michael's justification out of the water, And while Ezra may pretend to be mortified about this information surfacing, especially if it pops up right before the election, could this have been part of his master plan each along? What if Ezra was the bone who shot at Drew? Ezra may have done so for whatever motive, indeed if he was instructed by Sidwell, as there was one point the terrorist believed Drew to be a liability. Also again, perhaps Ezra was tired of Drew's drama and wanted him out of the equation. Anyhow, Ezra may have organized everything impeccably. Should the PCPD ever suspect it was him, so he shot Drew, also snappily and cleverly called Jacinda to his hostel room, so he'd have her as his justification. General Hospital spoilers remind suckers that November sweeps is each about shocking secrets being revealed, so there's a good chance that suckers learn that Ezra is Drew's shooter, but everyone differently is still in the dark, with the cherry on top of this agony being that he becomes the new Port Charles mayor, too. General Hospital spoilers: Michael strikes back after Chase proves Jacinda alibi false. General Hospital spoilers tease that Harrison Chase is about to crack the justification Michael Corinthos had with Jacinda Bracken for the night of Drew Kane's firing. Still, the Bobby Moore watch is reverse, since his friend has developed a new subcast of darkness since returning to PC this one spring. It's inarguable that Rory Gibson has done an astral job as the Michael Corinthos recast and presented a veritably different side of the character suckers have seen ahead. When it comes to this Drew firing plot, Michael seems to know further than he's telling everyone and has been relatively regular with his moves. Michael returned to City in May, after recuperation for his becks incurred during the firebombing incident at his father, Sonny Corinthos' extension, and has been different. He fought for his life after catching fire, while his marriage was exploding, and being down from his kiddies converted Michael into a new character. Bone that's fiercely defensive of his children and willing to do just about anything to keep them safe and forcefully in his route. Chase seems adamant that Michael is Drew's shooter and that Willow Tate is innocent and is willing to cross a line or two to prove so. Chase will ever gain substantiation that Jacinda, who's presently Michael's justification, was with Michael during the time of Drew's firing. There's been talk about Jacinda being with another customer during that period, and all arrows are pointing to Megacity Councilman Urza Boyle being the malefactor. With that said, Chase seems relatively brassy during the GH exercise for the week of November 17th, 21, when he relays to someone unknown, likely Alexis Davis, that Michael gave the police a false justification, and I can prove it. Chase may see this as great news, as he doesn't want to see Willow rot in captivity for a crime she didn't commit, but in doing so, he'll earn an adversary in Michael. Blowing Michael's justification out of the water doesn't inescapably prove that he shot Drew, but it could place Michael's full guardianship of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos in jeopardy. There's no way Michael will allow this treason from Chase to pass. Chase is conducting this disquisition for the PCPD, and in numerous ways, poking the way he is could bring him his emblem. Michael has the plutocrat and power to strike hard against Chase in ways the Bobby CA and indeed sound. There's no mistrustfulness that Michael will take end at Chase's job, and he could use Aurora Media as a way to strike. Chase is also Michael's kinsman's husband, so Michael could also produce massive swells in his marriage to Brooklyn Quartermain and potentially destroy it. The two are super near, and there's a chance that Michael will use this as a way to get back at Chase. General Hospital spoilers suggest that effects are bound to get unattractive in the Q-Mance, so suckers will have to continue to tune into the ABC Cleaner to see how poorly Michael will avenge against Chase once he finds out what his Bobby friend has done. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.